1.3 million policyholders. We added 223,000 new policyholders last year. We're excited about that. We're on a path to go over 400,000 this year is kind of the pace that we're on. But while a lot of financial services companies talk about their sales, their financials, and all of that, one thing that really differentiates us is we're proud of delivering on the promises that we've made. So last year alone, we paid out $6.2 billion in benefits to our policyholders. That's interest credited to our life and annuity policyholders, death benefits, living benefits. And so we're one of the only ones that's going to stand up here and talk to you about how much money we paid to the policyholders that we made those promises to. The thing that I think is the coolest of this, of that $6.2 billion of benefits paid, almost $100 million of that was through our living benefits. So a lot of you that have been around and have heard National Life for quite some time, and when I first started, I was perplexed, but we market life insurance as life insurance that you don't have to die to use. Well, we actually deliver on those promises, almost $100 million worth of that last year of living benefits paid. So we had some lofty goals last year. We exceeded each of those. So we were looking to do about $500 million of weighted NAP. We did 530 last year. $220 million of new annualized flow. And we have always had very good single premium indexed annuities and deferred annuities. But we have been in a historically long, very low interest rate environment. So, we haven't really pulled out all the stops and made our single premium annuities as competitive as maybe some of us have wanted. Well, what's happened over the last 2 years is we have been in a very fast rising interest rate environment, and there's no better time than now to be selling safety and guarantees and doing that through fixed and indexed annuities. So while we did $2.75 billion of SPDA last year, Matt Ryan said, hey, let's do twice that this year, and our 5-year plan is to do $10 billion of annuities. So we have really kind of gone back to our product offering and enhanced that, some existing products. I'm going to give you guys a quick little commercial of something a little bit later that's going to be coming out later this month. It's very exciting. But what do all these numbers mean? It means that we are growing at a very strong and healthy pace. And a big part of that is thanks to you all and the work that you do each and every day. But we have grown from last year, from 2 years ago, we did $465 million of weighted NAP life insurance to 530 last year. Grew our flow annuity business from 189 to $220 million. A lot of that flow annuity comes from teachers from middle America, people that are doing $50, $100 a month contributions for their retirement, and we are really the premier carrier in that space. We've also done this by building excellence. So a few little stats on here that we're very proud of. We are the #1 provider for fixed and indexed annuities in the employer-sponsored space plan. We're the #1 provider for Index Universal Life, both in market share as well as new sales, and actually had to adjust this last number over here. We found out earlier this week that we moved from the #8 largest life insurance provider in the United States to the #7 largest life insurance provider in the United States. That's been a very difficult thing to do because, for those of you that know, there are some gigantic players in the life insurance world in the industry, and what our goal is to crack that top 5. But that is some of the biggest companies, not only in the financial services world in the country, but some in the world. So, your Allianzes, your AIGs, the huge, gigantic big boys that are out there. So we're very excited, and you are one of the first groups to see that we're actually the #7 provider in that space. And we've done that while maintaining a very pristine balance sheet. So we're very proud of our ratings from our rating agencies. We have some of the top ratings that are out there. And quite frankly, Mehran, each time that he meets with these rating agencies, he takes it upon himself and he says this, he educates them on why we're different and why they have size bias and why they should not hold that against us, because he said he would put our balance sheet against anybody else in the industry. And those are the things that back the promises that we make to our policyholders. So, we have a 175-year history of doing good, doing well for our policyholders, and doing that in a safe, sustainable way. So this is actually a very interesting slide to show how we get from the 737 life insurance companies that do business in the United States down to one. And I'm not going to read through all of these for you, but of the 737, 532 of those are stock companies. Of the 195 that are left that are either mutual or fraternal companies, there are 114 that are domiciled in the United States. From there are only 13 of those carriers that offer terminal and chronic illness living benefits. Once we start getting down a little bit closer to the bottom, you get down to there's one left, and we are the only carrier that offers a full suite of living benefits on their life insurance product at no cost to the policyholder that includes a fertility journey rider and an Alzheimer rider. We've just recently launched both of these new riders, and we're very proud of the solutions that they provide for our clients. Historically, people that are having cognitive impairment, whether that be Lewy body dementia or Alzheimer's, they fell in the chronic illness category, and what that does is that gives you your payout over a 4 to 5 year period of time. Well, as you'll see later in the presentation, dealing with Alzheimer's is one of the most expensive and costly ailments that someone can have. I think it's $393,000 is the anticipated cost over someone's lifetime. And so what we've been able to do by developing a standalone Alzheimer rider is it actually gives you your benefit payment in a lump sum capacity. And when you're dealing with this, a lot of people have a lot of upfront costs immediately after getting diagnosed with that, and of course it goes on for a very long time. So we're very proud that we are the only mutual company in the United States insurance world that offers that full suite of living benefits. For those of you that don't know, we do a lot in terms of giving back and building in our communities. You all probably know we do not have our name on the side of a football stadium or a baseball stadium. We choose to do our marketing a little bit differently. And I'll come back to this in a minute, but remember this photo with all of those people. That's actually on the front lawn of our Vermont campus. And so how have we done this? Well, one, we allow each of our employees to have 40 hours a year of community service that they're paid for to be able to do that. That equates to about $825,000 a year that we provide there. We donated over $2.3 million to support mental health and hunger initiatives. We raised over $1.8 million to give to flood victims last year for the Vermont flood, as well as the Parkland Health and Pediatric programs in Texas. But these are the programs that I really want you all to be aware of, because these are marketing programs that we've developed for you to use in the communities that you live and work in, to where you can actually give back to your clients and potential clients. And it all started with our Life Changer of the Year program. This was a program that was designed to give a monetary award for educators that went above and beyond in their capacity. So it could be a teacher, administrator, a janitor. We've actually had award winners from all across the board, and these are awards that we actually donate the prize. We do all of the marketing material, but we want you involved. We want you going and delivering the big check. We want you going and taking credit for these programs. So we have a lot of these materials that are on our website that you can actually personalize, customize, and go out and take to small business owners, teachers, police and firefighters, and things of that nature. So as we continue our building theme, Middle America is one of the most important things to us at National Life. Of course, in the financial services world, everybody loves the wealthy, affluent clients, but we feel that Middle America is one of the most underserved segments in the United States. And so what actually defines Middle America? It's households that make between $50,000 and $150,000 per year. And there is a tremendous need. If you go and break down the 48 million customers that make up Middle America in the United States, 61% of those have no perceived value for life insurance. I mean, that's staggering. And a lot of that oftentimes starts with education. People are not talking to them about the importance of putting a retirement plan or a life insurance plan in place. Of the remaining 39%, 13 self-proclaim that they're underinsured, and 26% of those 13 are underinsured. 26% of all of Middle America is uninsured across the board. And so that shows what this huge opportunity is. Some things to kind of break down and get further into what makes up Middle America and where some of these opportunities are. Single moms are one of the biggest underserved markets. A lot of people don't even think to go and talk to them, but they have a tremendous need. They're typically the ones paying monthly bills, worrying about how to pay for college. If something were to happen to them, their children are going to be left, in a very bad situation. So single moms are a very huge point of emphasis for us in providing financial literacy and education in this Middle America space. And then this is my favorite slide, being the annuity guy. If this doesn't get you excited and show you what the opportunity to sell annuities are, over the next 20 years, there's going to be $84 trillion of wealth that is transferred. So that is, boomers have started retiring, and there are hundreds of thousands of them that are retiring every single day. And they are the wealthiest of all the living generations. So there's about $78.29 trillion that is currently held by baby boomers. And they need help figuring out how to pass those monies on to the younger generations, their families, and all of that. Speaking of younger generations, they're actually looking for information in a completely different way than their parents and grandparents have. And a lot of them are actually going online. So, of this, I was actually blown away that 86% of Gen Z actually talks about financial planning with family members. But as you look, this is increasing financial advisors from 58% of the general population. 80% of them are actually looking to financial professionals to help them figure out what they need to be doing for setting up retirement plans, buying life insurance, things of that nature. So how do we meet these solutions? By building products that match the needs of our clients. And this is our suite of life insurance products. We feel like we have a very robust and versatile suite of life insurance products. And for those that don't know, I'll kind of go through at a very high level. Flex Life is our flagship Index Universal Life product. This is kind of our Swiss Army knife when it comes to life insurance products. It works for low face amounts, low premium amounts, up to the emerging affluent. So I would say anything below $3 million, Flex Life is probably the most versatile solution. We created our Summit Life product for the affluent market. So it's really built on the same construct, but those that are looking for face amounts in excess of $5 million, this product is really designed for those higher face amounts. We also have one of the best survivorship, second to die, Index Universal Life policies in the industry. And these are great for not only people that are doing estate planning, might have estate tax concerns for their beneficiaries, but a lot of times we have a primary breadwinner that has significant health issues that cannot, go through the underwriting process. They, might be uninsurable, they might be highly rated. This actually allows you to sell to a couple, and you can actually have the second insured as someone that's uninsurable or highly rated, and it doesn't have a negative draw because it's not going to pay a death benefit until both of them pass away. So this is a great solution for not only those that have estate concerns, estate tax concerns, but also for some of those people that might, have some health issues, that do have a healthier or younger spouse, whatever it may be, to be able to still provide some coverage for them. We have 2 whole life products. I'm not a whole life expert, so if y'all have very detailed questions, David Gilmore is our resident whole life expert. You'll find him at the booth. And then our term portfolio. So our term products are very competitive and also have all of our living benefits on the term products. So that's something we're very proud of. But term solutions with National Life are all convertible. We have, even on our shorter term periods, they have the ability to convert to permanent insurance. And this is a great solution for somebody that might want to purchase permanent life insurance right now. They might not have the liquid cash that they need to fully fund it, but this is a great way to go in and take a current snapshot of somebody's health as they are today, and then if something happens, during that conversion period, they have the ability to convert to a permanent policy based off of their current health situation when they bought the term policy. So this is, my brother-in-law, for instance, is a orthopedic spine surgeon, and right when he finished his fellowship and started working, he had 3 children right out of the gate. He was just getting started as a professional. He knew that he needed life insurance because he's the only breadwinner in that family, but he didn't have the liquid cash at that point. He needed to start making a little money before he could afford to buy as big of a permanent policy as he needed. What we did is we sold him a term policy, and last year he actually converted that in the second policy year to a permanent policy. So it was a great solution for him, but this is a great way to kind of lock that in. Another thing that I want to kind of give a quick commercial on is we have what's called our easy underwriting process. This is available both on term, whole, and IUL. Is we're trying to make it easier to purchase life insurance. Historically, you're going to get poked, prodded, put on a treadmill. They're going to take blood, urine, run you through the ringer. Well, over the last 5 to 10 years, we have actually been able to find out a lot more about people by using technology and information. And so by running an MIB, running prescription database checks, running a lot of those things, we are actually able to offer solutions, make offers for life insurance policies without having to get any blood urine, and we've actually improved it so much that 26% of all the business that we process runs through the easy underwriting engine, and over 80% of that comes back standard or better without ever having to get blood urine, any physical underwriting done. So we're trying to make the process of getting life insurance more expedient, and what we've been able to do by merging some of our technologies is this system works so fast. Oftentimes you're getting an immediate decision while you're sitting there after you submitted the app, and we've had it to where within 1 or 2 days we're actually able to issue a policy and draft on the business that's running through that easy underwriting process. So we're trying to make this faster and easier for you guys to go out and sell these policies. Typically it's $5 million or less, up to a certain age that will run through there. And we're really excited about how this has really helped us push and grow our business and make it a lot faster. We've had some challenges over the last couple of years, or honestly for the last 12 years, going through one of the lowest and historically long interest rate environments. So we were actually the first company to come out with a flexible premium indexed annuity back in 1996. The third company overall to come out with an indexed annuity, the first for a flexible premium. And shortly after we did that, we said, hey, we can do this on the life insurance side as well. So we were, in the indexing world from the get-go. And historically, the S&P 500 was the go-to index that people used. Well, being in that historically long, low interest rate environment, we said we need to provide some solutions that offer some more competitive rates and caps on both our life and annuity products. And so we've actually gone out and had some custom indices that were created, and honestly, they have done exactly what they were designed to do. some of the time. Others, the worst you can do is get a 0. But we have a lot of different options, some global focused indexes, some US focused indexes, and you have the ability to allocate premiums across the board to any or all of these different indexing options. If you want my honest to goodness opinion on this, I'm not telling anybody which index to use. I think they should all perform relatively the same over the long term. That's how indexing works. But in this volatile interest rate environment, it's good to be able to provide multiple solutions for your clients' needs. So we're very excited about that. There's a big opportunity right now with small business owners. Over half of Americans 55 and older are small business owners. Millennials and Gen Zers are twice as likely as their parents and grandparents to create their own side business. But there are 4 challenges when you are running a small business. 1 is increasing compensation. 2 is increasing employee retention. The 3rd is expanding recruiting efforts and adding benefits. Well, by us offering employer-sponsored life insurance and or employer-sponsored retirement plans at no cost to those employers, we are actually providing solutions for them. I'll tell you how to do that here shortly. We've got a couple of resources here on our National Life website that show you how to approach small business owners, how to develop a fact finder for them. And a lot of you here in the room, I know, have relationships with small business owners as it is. You've sold them key man policies, buy-sell agreements. These are opportunities to go back to them and say, hey, I helped you meet that need at that point. I have other solutions that I can provide for you, and these fact finders and marketing pieces will help you kind of navigate how to do that and open some of those doors. So I mentioned when I first started at National Life, I thought we were crazy. Marketing life insurance is life insurance you don't have to die to use. I was like, that makes 0 sense to me. But we have really dug our heels in and perfected that marketing strategy. And I think it's more important than ever that we talk about the living benefits on our life insurance policies, because 6 in 10 Americans will live with at least one chronic illness for the rest of their life. About 4 in 10 will develop cancer at some point in their lifetime, and there's 6.7 million people that are currently living with Alzheimer's or a form of dementia. The number was 393,000 is the average cost, and that's increasing each year for the expected cost for somebody living with Alzheimer's for the remainder of their life. So this puzzle down here in the corner is our visual tool to show you how we offer life insurance you don't have to die to use. First is the way we all know life insurance: you die too soon. Well, that's the death benefit that we pay to your beneficiaries. But what happens if you live too long? It's a problem that I hope each and every one of us have in this room, but that is outliving your money. Well, with our life insurance and annuity products, we can provide a stream of income that you're guaranteed to never outlive, whether that be cash value accumulation with the LIBOR on the IUL, or with our living benefits and guaranteed lifetime income rider on the annuity side. As I mentioned earlier, the Alzheimer rider is something we're very excited that we were able to innovate. And as I said, the way that this pays out is a little different from the chronic illness rider that we've traditionally been able to do it through. And this can provide a lump sum payment. So, this is something that's very unique. This is what gets us down to being the one of the 747 mutual companies in terms of our uniqueness that we provide. This is my favorite part, especially with you all, with the annuities, because we're just scratching the surface of the annuity business that I think each and every one of you can write. And look, you're in a very unique position, because when you're going down, think of how many policyholders, just those of you in this room, have sold. You have a very good indication of their financial situation. One, you've gone through on the application for life insurance, and you know how much money they have, how much debt they have, where those monies are. This is honestly just starting a conversation, you asking, and If you're not doing it, somebody else is gonna come behind you and do it. So you're putting your other business that you've written at jeopardy if you're not talking to your clients about retirement solutions. And so what is the need? What is the need in the retirement space? Well, 43% of workers guess how much money that they are going to need in retirement. It's not a very good strategy. 55% of workers say they feel like they're behind where they need to be, and 48% of Americans don't have access to an employer-sponsored life insurance plan at all. So, what solutions do we have? I'm going to focus on one thing, one product in particular. Today, I'll also tell you our other two best-selling products. But if you look over here, we offer products with 5, 7, and 10-year surrender charge periods that meet various solutions for this. Well, I mentioned the interest rate environment has changed. And if you look over there at Secure 5 MIGA, by show of hands, does anybody know what MIGA means? Has anybody ever sold a MIGA? So that is a multi-year guaranteed annuity. So I'll jump back to that. This is probably the easiest annuity sell any of you could ever make. So we are offering 5.15% guaranteed interest rate for the next 5 years. So if somebody gives me $100,000 today, I can guarantee them that 5 years from now, they will have $128,542. So what makes our MIGA different from some of our competitors? Well, first of all, at the end of the 5th year, you do not have to move your money out. We're not going to start over another surrender charge. You can keep that money there, and for the life of the policy, they're guaranteed to never get anything below 2.5% fixed rate each year. It will be annually renewed after the 5th year, but it's guaranteed for 5 years. There's no NDA on this product, so if you pull your money out before the 5th year, you're not getting a market value adjustment. And we also allow you to have 10% free out each year after the first policy year. So if somebody wants to put their money there, get a guaranteed rate of return, they can still have access to that money, which is not the case with a lot of other MIGAs. You had a question? Yes, so we have seen a dramatic uptick in internal transfers. So the question is, can you do an internal exchange into the MIGA product? Yes, you absolutely can. You really don't have a whole lot of suitability concerns because it's been a long, long time since we've been in an interest rate environment that can support anything in that 5.15% guaranteed rate. Yes, absolutely. And at the end of this, you can also internal exchange it into another product. At that point, it's 100% commissionable at that point as well. So I mentioned earlier I was going to give you all a quick little tidbit. I'll take the question first.
Trust ownership, is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And so, good question, because we've actually had several of your agents that are using this as a collateral account for premium financing cases. The lenders typically love it because they know that there's not going to be any fluctuation in the accumulation value. Nobody's going to lose money due to market risk. So, we 5.15% guaranteed compounding interest each year. This is a great place to use as a collateral holding account. A lot of that's trust on it as well. Is it? Yes. So we have this Freedom 5 New York is the New York version of this product. Functions the exact same. Current rates and caps are the same, and the coolest part, as I mentioned, is it has a 2.5% guaranteed rate for the life of the policy. So if they never want to move it there, they're guaranteed to never get below that, both New York and non-New York products. So this kind of runs through our single premium offerings. I wanted to get my commercial. So one of the challenges that we've had with the MIGA is we dusted off an old policy that had been on the shelves during that historically low interest rate environment. Unfortunately, we had to limit the minimum amount of premium going into this policy at $100,000. So, for some of our clients, a lot of people didn't have $100,000 to put in there. Later this month, we're going to be rolling out 4 new variations of the MIGA, both 5 and 7 year MIGAs, and they will be able to receive as low as $25,000. So this is really opening and expanding this offering to a lot of people. And the way it's going to work is it's going to have banded interest rates. So you'll have a lower band for lower face amounts. If you go over $100,000, you'll get a little bit greater interest, and then over $250,000, you'll have higher interest rates. So we're really excited about that. There's been a lot of need and desire to have a strong MIGA product that's out there. But remember, I said we were the third company to come out with an indexed annuity. We've been in the indexing space for over 20 years, and the whole purpose of creating an indexed annuity back in 1996 was to give the policyholder the potential to earn more interest than they could from a traditional fixed annuity. So our single premium indexed annuities are very strong right now. I'll jump into those here in a second. You had a question?
Yep, I was just following up. Their question was it that we could like roll over and it still would be like if it was our personal account, roll over and then still get commission on it?
Absolutely.
Okay. What about the lower amounts, like $10,000, $5,000? Is there something?
So we
specific?
have, great segue for me. Thank you. That was a good question, and helps me get here. So most of these products have a $10,000 minimum that are on there. These are our indexed single premium products. So they have different features. There's really two variations. One set of these products are designed to give income that you're guaranteed to never outlive. The other is to give the potential for the most accumulation that you possibly can. So I'll go through that here in just a second. So his questions were some of the living benefits or health related triggers. So and then these two products are our flexible premium indexed annuities. Those are the ones that can be started with as little as $50 a month. You can transfer money into these, make ongoing contributions, and these are the solutions that we have for small business owners to where they can set up a simple SEP traditional IRA for their employees, do it through payroll at no cost to them. We do the administration, we send them a check each month for the list bill. They write us a check the same way that they do their light bill. We then apply each of their individual employees' monies to those accounts. So it's a great way to get those set up. And there's a big market out there. I'm gonna kind of go over that real quick before we finish. So, but in terms of the single premium indexed annuities, Growth Driver 10 is probably the best seller for the last 18 months, and that is mainly because it offers a 10% immediate interest credit. So you get 10% bonus day one when you make a transfer into this policy, and then any future interest credit is not only credited to your initial principal, but also that bonus amount. So we can also take additional contributions for 90 days. So if you have somebody that had 5 different 401ks with a bunch of different former employees, they can roll all of those in at once, where we used to say we had to have all the money in before we could issue the policy. You now have 90 days to get all of that in there. And then we have a really interesting strategy that's called our dollar cost averaging strategy. One of the biggest aversions that people have had with buying single premium indexed annuities in the past is you were so reliant on 2 days. The day that your policy was issued and the anniversary date. If the market went down a week, a day, a month before your anniversary date, increases the likelihood that you're going to get a zero. The worst they're going to do is get a zero, but what we try to do is offer solutions to reduce the likelihood that anybody's going to get a zero. So our dollar cost averaging strategy, in theory, if you gave me $120,000 today, I'm going to credit daily fixed interest to that full amount. And then each month, we're going to take $10,000 and roll it into the index. So instead of having one day each year that your interest is based on, it's going to give you 12 different buckets now and really drop down the likelihood that you're ever going to get a zero, give you the potential for more interest earned. And, we'd never want to go back to somebody and say you lost money. We really want to avoid saying you got a zero in any given year. This is a solution that we really feel will, reduce the likelihood. And we also have this strategy on our life insurance as well, so if people wanna allocate their premiums on there, you have the ability to do all of that if they're gonna make an annual premium contribution. As far as income's concerned, our Income Driver 10 has been the best income product, and really, for those of you that don't know anything about income riders, basically it's an add-on to a policy that it's a calculation that you get to that shows how we're going to provide you a stream of income that you're guaranteed to never outlive while keeping you in control of your money. And with this product, it increases that by 25% on day one. So you're basically getting, for the purposes of income, 125% plus any additional interest credited for the purposes of income that you'll never outlive. This goes into what I was talking about, annuities being a solution for either those life insurance policyholders that can't qualify, that are uninsurable, all of that. You can't provide life insurance to somebody. The annuity can provide some similar benefits. One, it provides a death benefit, but two, we have an income doubler. So if someone is unable to perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, we will double their income through the income rider. So this is a great solution for someone. That's also a trigger for long-term care. We do a lot of paycheck analysis to where people are buying a bunch of junk that they really don't need. Long-term care is typically use it or lose it. This is a solution for somebody that has the same triggers, that provides an enhanced payout, and you can be ADL dependent from day one when you purchase this policy. You just have to wait to trigger this for 2 years. No. So not performing 2 of the 6 activities of daily living is the trigger oftentimes for long-term care. Same trigger here. The difference is you don't have to use one of our doctors. We're not gonna go and validate it. It's your personal physician. It just says you're ADL dependent. You send us in the letter and that triggers the double. And so if you're ADL dependent, your life expectancy is significantly reduced. So these income rider products will pay as long as you live. So if you end up living, as long as your life expectancy was or surpass that, it's gonna keep making those payments even if your accumulation value goes to 0. So this is one of the benefits of an income rider, is it gives you that stream of income while keeping you in control of your money. So let's say you turn on your income rider and you have an unforeseen circumstance, you get sick, you need something, you still have access. You can pull out the remaining accumulation value in a lump sum. So it's not like annuitization. Once you make the decision, you're stuck with whatever you're getting. This gives you a guaranteed stream of income as long as you live, even if the accumulation value goes to 0. But if you need access to that money, we'll stop the income rider payments. You can pull out the remaining balance of your accumulation value. So we actually have this in our illustration software. It's basically, the longer you wait, the older you are when you trigger it, the higher the factor is that pays it out. But you can start income at age 55 all the way until 99, depending on how you want to. So if you're a 65-year-old, the attained age factor, I think, is 5.5%. It goes up 10 basis points each year. So you multiply that times the income calculation base, that gives you your guaranteed stream of income. As I mentioned earlier, these are the 2 flexible premium products. These are great solutions for people that are just getting started. Retirement plans for ongoing contributions. We have a rate booster that if somebody wants potential for more income, they can pay an annual fee. In this scenario, this gave an additional 13% of accumulation value by adding the paid-for rider. As I said, we are the #1 provider for fixed and indexed annuities and employer-sponsored plans. We work with over 8,000 school districts around the United States. So a lot of you probably have friends, family, clients that are educators. You can also help them with their retirement plans. I've had a couple of people ask me, so just for clarification, As long as you have a life insurance license, you can sell fixed and indexed annuities. You don't have to have a securities license to be able to sell these. And we actually dodged a bullet last week. There were some regulations out there that they wanted to, at least in the IRA and ERISA space, they wanted to kind of regulate these products the same way that they do securities. There was a lawsuit that there was a stay put in place, so that law has now been paused indefinitely, so we will still be able to provide those solutions for our clients for IRAs, for employer-sponsored plans as well. So we have more than $40 billion in assets under management just in that space alone. We have full suite of solutions to help those municipalities, school districts, all of that, from TPA services to record keeping, all of that. We pay all the fees for our policyholders. So there's a tremendous opportunity there. This is where I'm gonna finish up, and I'll pause for any questions that you all might have. But these are some rules that have been gradually rolling out over the last several years. So a lot of states have said, you as a small business owner must provide retirement plans for your employees, or else we're gonna fine you. So for those of you that might live in California, you have the biggest favor that's ever been done to you by your state government. You can go to small business owners and say, so this is California on the top of the graph. Beginning in September of 2020, if you had 100 or more employees and you were not providing a retirement plan for them, California could fine you up to $10,000 per employee for not doing that. Well, as you see, December of 2025, small businesses will be defined as one person or more, and same fines go into place. So if you run a small business and you don't want to set up a 401k because it's incredibly expensive to do that, you have to gauge, do I want to pay a fine or do I want to find another retirement plan solutions? By setting up a traditional, simple or SEP IRA with National Life, providing that through the employer, you can avoid those small businesses getting fined. You can also sell a lot of retirement plans at the same time. So, as I said, this is probably the biggest blessing that these states have given us. Up there at the top are the states that already have some sort of mandate in place. I'll tell you, there's only 4 states in the union that don't at least have the construct of some rule like this in place, and that is like South Dakota, Texas, Florida, and somewhere in the Midwest. And they're probably drafting something as we speak. So there's a huge opportunity. Please talk to your clients about saving, the importance of an annuity and your product offering. We appreciate everything that you've done, appreciate your business, appreciate this partnership and relationship. These are a few more resources of how to contact us, some marketing pieces and different things that we have for the annuity and retirement space. And our sales desk, our retirement services team is happy to help you all with any of those additional issues. So I will pause here, give you a couple more minutes to ask any questions that you want. I appreciate you guys sticking with us through the end of a very long day, and I appreciate you attending with some questions. So